Good evening. 'Tis I, Herbert Erpaderp. I'm gonna do some burger panthering. I started late this evening because I couldn't find these fucking things. I'm not quite sure if I need them yet, but I wanted to test if they, the plastic from the tracks would bond to them or not. I'm hoping it won't. Also, hey, Stocky Peterenko and Trekan Belovich. Hello, Panther Burger Herbert Erpaderp. Find the mistake. Is the mistake the wrong kind of burger? Instead of B-E-R-G-E or whatever it is? Well, these... the next step where I'm up to is building the other one of these. And I was thinking, and it really hurt, I was thinking, is this going to be an issue putting the tracks on? Because it might be. But, looking at that, there's a fair bit of space there. And, the tracks, it wants you to assemble the upper run with the drive and idler wheel. So I might be able to just slide that in, because I won't be gluing the top down. I might even paint the tracks separately. What a wild, rebellious thing. The trouble is going to be figuring out what actually needs to be painted before being stuck together. And poor old Herbert's a bit too slow for that. But I'll get there. This song is very loud. Oh no! Herbert's thinking! Thinking. Can you see the smoke coming out? It's being held in by my headphones. That's why you can't see it clearly. They're, smoke-absorbing headphones. It's a thing. I might as well begin doing some modeling instead of just faffing about. I need this. Turn it around the right way. Whoa. I'm an enthusiastic singer. Go up there. Gonna need... Not you, J3. Get out of here. We aren't gonna need this just yet either. We need plain E. Just so many... I had the correct sprues out last time. This is one of them. I know by how it looks. Actually, this is mostly the one we need. I don't know if we need both e-sprues, but I found one of them. Australian man yells at plastic sprue. I am home. I wasn't yelling. You'll know when I'm yelling. This is the other DE set, just in case I need it. We need this Duva. All this time I thought he was English. Yeah, people think that sometimes. I think it's mostly because I'm relatively well-spoken. Not always, yeah, you fucking dog cunt. Fucking Australia, baby. Or something. Okay, what else? What else? These two. I don't know if there's a... One of them has a plugged hole, which goes further forward than the other. Figured it out. Helps if you look at the numbered side when you want to find the numbers, apparently. I'm assuming that's a required nubbin. Or at least a desired nubbin. Yeah, Herbert gut at English. Oh ja. Das ist ein... Yes. I mean, ja. I'm good at Deutsch as well. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. I've neglected to cut out a couple of bits. What a flippin' idiot. Okay, we need 2 E15. So I will need both sprues. Whatever the heck these are. Boxes. Lunch boxes. And an E12. Just right here. Next to the number 12. I have a few models coming in the mail today for your birthday. Happy birthday. What models have you got coming? All this sounds as Herbert is a horrible person. You are not. You are the best and most dedicated nubbin eraser I know. Well, thank you. I am very dedicated to the cause of nubbin eradication. Some call me a nubbin racist. That's not true. Nubbins aren't a race. They are, however, despicable. Okay, these can go there. These will hopefully not be lost over there. Hey, Anime Ice Wolf, how you doing? I'm doing alright. Cold War / modern 72nd scale tanks for a mercenary role-playing game. Nice. Well, I hope they're fun. I hope there are minimal nubbins. rid of these filthy frickin' nubbins. Look at me not swearing. Cunt. I wonder if the same rules apply for live streams as videos. Don't swear in the first couple of minutes. Otherwise you'll make the advertisers sad. Finished a plastic model kit. What did you build? Trekan has started painting 3 IS-3s. 3 IS-3. So good at starting forces. It's easy to do. And the good, or maybe bad thing about it is you can just keep building and building your force with the excuse that, hey, I might need this at some point. I might want to put this on my list. I need this. I might not ever use it, but it'll be good to have. I'm familiar with the mental gymnastics. Blaze Phantom Zaku. I am not familiar with that, but I hope it was fun. Three IS-3s, 1 IS-9. It depends on how well you glue them together. Looks okay. I'm still a bit annoyed about these tanks not having a back. It's just... Maybe, if I was really clever, I could model some liquid in there. Like with some resin or something. That might be a little too much. Or maybe it's not too much enough. Kit bash them together SMK style they are. I'd like to see that. Let's ask why you're not watching State of Origin, because State of Origin is boring, and I had no idea that it was on. Not that I would have if I did know. Nubbin's here too. If I'd clipped this better, there wouldn't be a nubbin. So I suppose there is limits to what these clippers can do. They're not god hands. It's a poor worksman who blames their tools, Herbert. I'm a poor worksman. If I glue the IS-3s together, they have more tracks and more guns as this UFO-shaped tank you build. I remember that. But it's got more, so... Is it different? Or the same? It's different, obviously. And it wouldn't... Could you get them together to look more UFO-like? You'd probably have to do some cutting, I think. I'm really curious to see how you would build an IS-9 now. Almost tempted enough to build it myself, but not quite. Peterenko's worked on first battleship. It's a heavy cruiser, but you haven't done a ship like that ever. Well, I hope it's fun. Have I got any more train cars? I've bought N-scale ones. I don't know that I've got any actual kit train cars. I've probably got, what's the wood stuff? MDF. I think I've got 2 or 3 MDF wagons. I do actually have a German steam locomotive kit that I can see. That one's probably not for right now because there'll be a lot to it. Now, it's time, probably, to begin the praise of the glue god. Blessed be his name. Glory to you and your house. That was probably way too loud. This one goes like this. Probably. Yeah, I got that. Did I even set my camera up properly? No. Sure didn't. Good enough. Just leave them as turrets. If you want a UFO IS-3, you could glue the turrets together only. But 3 of them? How do you mean? I guess it depends on the orientation. Like, don't have anything turret-shaped. Like, you could glue them, the bottoms together, but then where'd the 3rd one go? You sandwich in the middle? Gotta disappear? Thank you for dropping by, Martha Dennis. One piece glued. Ah. Also, now I remember that. Looks like it should be bent all the way up and bonded into place, but it won't stay without holding it for a long time. And I think I'll leave that until I put the rear plate on. Blue guns pointed in a triangle to make an alien space station. That's a good idea. That actually probably would look like it could be a space station. Especially if you glued 2 turrets upside down together. That'll make a nice base for a space station. Okay, that's the one that goes there. Am I getting the slots in the slot holders? I can't tell. It's possible. Anything's possible. Looks right. quite a lot of flex to this. And these only have, almost only have the little rectangular bits as bonding points. That looks fine and all dandy. I thought I was missing a part, because there's meant to be little hoses between those. But I guess that's not the case. I just reminded myself that I didn't clean up the hoses I did cut out. Yeah, I'd be interested in trying out some of your 3D models, Peterenko. That'd be cool. I haven't been doing a lot of printing, but been doing some. The annoying thing is, I don't really have anywhere to leave it set up permanently. So I can't just print at any time I want, because then I have to set it up and take it down again, and you know how that is. I'm pretty happy with the propeller wagons I printed, though. It took me a few goes to get it right. They're not very strong, but they look cool. Let's drop those tiny parts. I'll never find that if it goes on the floor. Excuse me. The trick would be to not drop it on the floor, I guess. Ooh, that sounds annoying. I guess the problem, well, not so much problem, the good thing is that it's just me. I could bump it, but nobody else is going to bump it. I found the best place for it, though, is on top of my deep freezer thingy with the opening top. So if I'm printing something and need to get something out of the freezer, it's very annoying. No dropping bits. It is forbidden. Waiting for a new one. Which one are you waiting to release? My decision was, well, I was talking to Danny about his 3D printer and basically talked myself into it after noticing I saw the Mars 3 Pro or whatever it is for like half price and free shipping. I was like, fuck yeah. I can justify this by saying if I printed like, I don't know, probably like 50 N-scale figures, it's paid for itself. What am I doing other than being confused? I'm gonna glue these pipes, hoses. I'm gonna glue them on. Found it in the morning with resin spilled under it, while in the evening it was totally fine. That sounds obnoxious. I imagine that would be really difficult to clean up too. Probably don't need to video these because they were on the other part. Editing Herbert can deal with it. That doesn't seem like it fits. You shit. You perilous hacker. First, you thought that was the sprockets and idlers resting in the chassis. The spare parts for repairing other tanks. In the Bergepanther? Wonder if the building video about this kit we will hear the words, "I forgot to film this, but almost definitely." Probably more than once. I've got the sprockets and idlers in there just so I don't lose them. It would be really annoying to put all this work in just to lose something like a drive sprocket. A 3D modeler and Parasite. I doubt you're a parasite. Tilting mechanism sounds fancy. Only vehicles you have prepared are the 2 versions of the T-72. And then tractors. Tractors are cool. Saturn IV Ultra. That sounds fancy. I'm not very knowledgeable about 3D printers or, well, anything, but pretty sure I've seen ads for Saturn IV Ultra. But if I said I knew anything about it, I would be lying. I am very much not a... what's the word? Technical person? I buy the equipment, and if it works, good. This? Whatever it is. Does it go on? I feel like maybe it's meant to go like this, and it's got an open back, which is annoying. Probably just cover that with some putty or something. Have you seen the short video about the German Bergepanther tanks I posted on Discord? I think I watched it. I don't remember now. It was a few weeks ago, wasn't it? I'm conscious of the video existing. Maybe he'll actually print them. You say Herbert wants to try tractors. Maybe. Then I'll probably try to print them in N scale and have them just fail because it's too small. Okay, these go on with, whoops, the nubbiny bits facing forward, it seems. Not the bad kind of nubbins. Put more glue, because you spent half a week looking at the instructions. This is the perfect modeling music. Get that into place, because my fingers are large. That ought to do. That ought to hold the little SOB. Put a bit more glue just to be sure. Praise the glue god. Made for 70-second scales, so you could make them good for end scale use for sure. Yeah, that's the aero wagons that I printed were for 00, which I think is 76th. So I converted those. They came with a frame, but I figured I might as well use a ready-to-run frame to be sure it's actually going to work. Looks like I've defeated that step. And we're up to step 25. Which includes adding more bits to these bits. And adding them to the hull. Which is where I was a bit confused, or maybe not confused, but concerned with the tracks. I'll put this somewhere without knocking shit over. Also want to test these, because if they don't bond the plastic to them, that'll make them actually good as what do you call them? Let's cut a bit of sprue off. That'll do. A cute Slovak steam train, but you've never finished it. Well, I mean, I've also started lots of projects and not finished, so it's going to be hypocritical of me to say, hey, you should get it finished. That's the fun of hobbies, though. You can start and stop projects whenever you want. Let's try it there. I'll use a lot of glue just to be sure. Pop this on. Already felt like it was doing its magic. I can see it melting. That is a yes. Be careful when gluing the tracks on the jigs is going to be my advice. Backed by science, I did the experiment. I don't think I really wrote anything down or made any notes, but maybe I don't need to. Did plan on selling kits as normal kits, and I mean, yeah, even if it doesn't run, it can still be a nice decorative piece. It feels like it's going to stay there, but I'm going to leave it to bond properly before I say that it will. It could be a case that you just have to pull them off the jig if you glue them on. I don't really feel like doing tracks this evening. So what might have to be the next step is gluing these side doodads on. Because I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to slip a assembled set of tracks under here. There's a lot of room. More than like a track link's depth, I guess. Tractors like the Panzer I? Well, I'm sure Peterenko could make something like that, but he is referring to farm-style tractors. Didn't know the Bergepanther was the first German recovery tank. Bergepanzer III and so on were produced later. I didn't know that either, so either I didn't see the video or I forgot. Both are quite likely. I'm not a good rememberer. I'm gonna dust this off a bit. Now, this could turn out to be a mistake, sticking these on. Also, because I'm not 100% sure about how this plate fits, maybe I'll leave it not glued along there. It doesn't seem to want to perfectly butt up against that wall, but there is fans and stuff that go there, which will almost certainly cover that. Tractors are Zetor 8045 and 8011. They are also produced in Poland under the name Ursus. Ursus. I'm pretty sure that's gonna fit nice and good. Should have been videoing this, because if I was, I could have just glued that and it would have been easy. If we're gonna make a mistake, might as well commit to it. The Bergepanther, as opposed to Panther tanks assembled in the countryside. The little green things tell me that's in focus, and it probably is. In the summer of 1903, the Engineer Battalion of the SS Division Das Reich had one Panzer I in the list still, but it seems it was used as a tractor. Well, I mean, seems as good a use for it as any. Probably not really fast enough to use it as a sick jumpsmobile, but you could try. I would. Glue. Those tricksy Germans. Maybe that's enough glue for now. It's a bit awkward to hold. And it won't just stay there when I let go of it. Probably out of spite. Always been obsessed with World War II machines used for heavy-duty work after the war. Like Sherman made into a tractor or Panzer made into a crane. Yeah, those are really interesting. I'd like to see more kits of those sort of things. I know there was a lot of Matilda 2s used in Australia as tractors. I don't know if there should be a small gap between these and the wall, but... Whoops. Don't break that, Herbert, you stupid shit. You should make conversion sets for those. Like Silly's, Land Rover conversion that I built a while ago. I've been meaning to do a new video about that because he sent me a new top for it, which looks really good. Yeah, there was a lot of Lees as well. I've been meaning to go to the museum in Cairns. They seem like they've got everything. And if they don't have it, they're getting it. That would be the place to go and see, I believe, Sentinel. Maybe I'll put some glue in here. Just in case it wants, you know, to be loved by the glue god. Sauerkraut is the currency in Germany. The famous Land Rover was originally intended as a cheap agricultural tractor. Now it's neither cheap nor an agricultural tractor. Think they have more Czech stuff than even Bovington. Maybe. I was going to... They have a... I forget what they call their best thing. I was going to go up there last year, but it didn't work out. I also thought about getting the train up there, because, you know, it might be nice to ride the train, but it's 25 hours and very expensive. When it would take, like, 2 hours maximum flying. You not going to fit, you cheeky fuck. Why are you not fitting? Is it something I've done? Did I upset you? Is that a nubbin I see under this bit? That might be what's stopping it. That looks a bit nubbinous too. Nubbinous being a real word that I haven't made up. The German Tank Museum has a new Tiger 1. So far they have only one made from some kind of plastic. The new one is not an original Tiger 1, but was built from pieces. Lacks an engine and interior still. I think they might be doing the same thing in Cairns. Building or buying a Tiger that's made up of bits. I haven't been keeping track because I'm lazy and easily distracted. Come on. You know you want to go together. You want to be one uniform lump of plastic. I think that should be fine. Looks fine and dandy. Germany's making Tigers again. Everyone stay 150 kilometers away just to be safe. But I want to go and touch the Tiger. I'd imagine it's difficult to get a even mostly genuine parts Tiger and have it a runner. But the more people doing that, the better, I say. Speaking of museums, I've been meaning to go to the one in Brisbane. Much closer than Cairns. It's like half an hour drive to see the A7V. And / or make a video about it. I think that's stayed together a lot better than the other side did. I barely had to do any convincing. Maybe it saw how nice the other side looked and wanted some of that action. Do that, or I've bent it a little bit. Careful touching Tigers. Their electronics might short. I think that is hopeful. It doesn't really matter if it will fit with the top part of the hull, because I'm not going to glue it together. Fine. It probably does want a little bit of pressure there, though. The question is, though, do I fill these in? Because I'm not really happy with the big open spaces. I mean, there's nothing wrong with liking Tigers. They're the, like, stereotypical tank, like a T-34. And Werriboos are annoying. But, like, no, I've knocked that thingy out of place. But they're a cool tank. It's silly to, like, dislike a thing just because other people like it too. Always had that with, like, when I was a young, no-good punk kid. playing in punk bands, people get all annoyed if people liked other bands that they liked, because, oh, there's too many people like it now. And interacting with people in bands who are, like, no longer wanting to play because too many people like their own music. It's weird. People are weird. Don't know if you ever noticed that or not. What else have I damaged in here? The German Tank Museum started the project of rebuilding a Panzer I because it's missing in the museum's collection. It was started years ago and isn't finished yet. They won't get all the parts, so they have to make some out of plastic too, like the Tiger. The museum doesn't have much money to spend, so they need sponsors for such projects. And they are very hard to find in Germany, sadly. I guess that makes sense. Germany seems to, like, have, excuse me, learn from the war and don't want to, like, glorify it. So I guess it makes sense. It is sad, though, because it's interesting history. I think that's all together. There were more parts in this step. And boy, does one look fiddly. Boy, howdy. Okay, we don't need the bit that goes across here, which I think I pointed out last time looks like a speaker box for a car. This is probably not quite as fiddly as it looks. Famous last words, maybe? Fiddly parts or just another fat finger challenge? What's the difference? I got A3 sprue. No, I've got N. I need M, not N. Don't need any of those. I only need M and K3. Good thing K3 was on top. So I used that just before. . 23? $16. They look different enough that I shouldn't get them confused. Fat Finger Challenge could be a crappy TV show. I wouldn't watch it. Not unless it was actually about modeling and was funny. I always find it weird that the Panther, which is considered a medium tank, is larger than the Tiger, which is a heavy tank. Do they... Is it heavier than the Tiger as well as being larger? I have no idea. Now I'm looking for other parts. I'm getting distracted by you. Which is fine. That's what streaming is all about. Being distracted. I'm gonna have a sprue avalanche once I put any more sprues up there. Heavy and medium did not say anything about the weight or size, but the tactical role. I guess that makes sense. M48. We're looking for a pattern. I think pattern was M48, wasn't it? Now I'm confused. $22. So many little bits. And actually, they're not as little as the instructions make them look. So maybe it's not going to be too disastrous. German heavy machine gun was usually MG34, MG42, but on a tripod. And because of that tripod, it used other tactics, like being three-legged. I got nothing. You didn't try very hard to be funny, Herbert. No. Good thing. A heavy metal band is lighter than, say, a church organ. It's true. You have a ever-continuing search for nubbins. I don't like it when it's hard to see where the sprue gate ends and the part begins. Got a little shot glass that's filling up with nubbins too. What am I going to do with them? Who knows? Not step on them. That's what I'm not going to do. Multi-purpose MG. It stayed after the war. That's the way the Americans designed and produced the M60 MG. Was their idea of an M42. I guess it makes sense to build something that's multi-purpose. If it's on everything, then you don't have to worry about, like, different parts and things like that. That's neat enough. Most of these little bits are probably never going to be seen. Don't drop it. Hopefully not drink the nubbins either. I probably won't. They are in a glass though, or it's not a glass if it's made out of plastic, is it? Hey, it's me again. I hope you're doing well. The best MG isn't a multi-purpose MG, it's the Australian Dick MG for sure. There is a joke to be had somewhere calling a heavy weapon the Dick. Have I got everything? No. Have I got enough? No. Am I gonna glue the bits together? Yes. Once I figure out which way around things should be, it'll probably be a little easier. They've got this pop out for it, which is helpful. And you can see it assembled here, but it would be nice if they had the assembled version a little bit bigger, in my opinion, allegedly. I think the way to go about it is to put the big part on, the two big parts together. So it's like, that goes that way. Spin that around. And look, there's little holes for the guide pins. Marvelous. You know what, speaking of dick gun, I should build the Dickomax that I've got. The manufacturer of which I've forgotten. There's a lot of things I should do. Well, we need something where it's appropriate to continuously make dick jokes. That'll stay there for sure. Don't know if that's meant to just sit on the end or what. This end has better guide parts. Something I've noticed about this kit, and I'm happy about, is it does have a lot of fiddly little bits, but they're not irritatingly fiddly. I hope I haven't jinxed myself in saying that. I probably have. Queensland on top 1038. Good for them. I think the next step would be to glue these two bits together. Somehow. Yes, just like that. I don't think it matters which way around that goes. Not gluing my fingers to the part is the main trick. Who's a good fiddly biddly diddly part? Who's a good fiddly biddly diddly part? Yes, you are. Not quite as adorable as a puppy dog. You know, can't have everything. That goes on top of this. This might be a tweezer job, I think. I don't actually see how that goes together. Am I stupid? Or blind? Yes. If this wasn't so small, it might be easier to have something to hold and apply pressure against. That's in the slot, but there's a lot of movement that way that could possibly be bad. Stupid or blind? Why not both? I know that feeling and it's great. I believe you. I believe you that it's great. I don't. I don't like feeling stupid, but you get used to it. I think that's probably where it goes. Or do we want it further forward against that bit? I'm gonna try to put it like that. The glue will make it stay. More glue on the bottom, which will hopefully not just cause it to fall out. Yeah. It stayed. Why are you dropping it, you idiot? And the final bit is this bit. Oh, don't press on the bits that you've just glued and are still floppy. I reckon that's gonna stay when I plop it down on the desk and not fold over. It needs to bond for a moment or two, I think. Now what? More little hosey bits? Now that we've got the side bits on the hull. Excuse you. Why you drop it? Haven't you read what I wrote about blind and stupid? They didn't have to appear simultaneously. I mean, maybe it's not related to being blind and stupid. Maybe I'm also... What's the word for people who can't hold things? Is there a word for that? Can I make a word for that? I'd have called them chuzzwazzers. What sprue? K3? I had that a moment ago. Also J3, which I had a moment ago too. Not holdy people. Hi, I'm Herbert Erpaderp. I'm a not holdy person. (32 and 31). They look very similar. It's probably best not to mix them up. 31 goes on the left. 31 goes on not the left. Might as well get those other little doodads too. Oh, these are exactly the same as each other. And also the picture shows a, or does it show? I can't tell. It does not show a link between two tanks that I think should be there at some point, but they're not there yet. Victims of gravity. We've all been a victim of gravity at some point. Because gravity is a right bastard. And these are the same, so I don't have to keep them apart. But I would like to not lose them. I think that one almost went flying. Hey, Stephen Haynes Models, how you doing? I don't know why they chose to put the sprue gate on the little corner of the elbow-shaped bit, but they did. On multiple parts. Don't agree. When I use the toilet, I'm a great fan of gravity. Well, yeah, it has its good moments. I think I might have trimmed off the mounting nubbin here. That's fine. Nobody'll notice. Surely. I was hoping not to drop it and confuse the two bits. I may now have done that. Probably not, but I may have. Okay. Let's figure out where they go. Maybe I'll stick this thing in first before I crush it. Or drop it and break it. It is fairly delicate. And putting it on before the other bits makes life a little bit easier for editing Herbert. Try and get it in place without destroying anything. Okay, it goes over these two boxes. Popped into place on this side, but it might not be in place on the other side. I would say it isn't. Hell yeah. It's obviously still delicate, so I've got to be careful while handling it, but I didn't lose or break it. It's the small victories that count. These aren't going to be visible once I put the cooling system in. kind of want to just omit them because of that, but maybe I'll put them in just because it will probably please the glue god. It's coming along, but will you see much of that interior? Probably not. I am going to build it with some clear rods holding the top up, so you will see more than if I just glued it all together. But a lot of this is just interior for interior's sake. Ooh, that nearly disappeared. Go in the hole. I thought I was doing the right thing by leaving the end of this with a nubbin on it. Fuck it, I'll just pull it out. But it doesn't fit with the little nubbin on the end. Maybe I can just fat finger it right in there. Almost. Ass shits. Probably a good thing this won't be visible. It's starting to look very messy. Fuck. This is what I get for saying some of the fiddly bits aren't terrible. This is kind of annoying. A group build, you say? I've heard of those. Fiddlesticks! Oh. One day I'll be competent. It's not a difficult thing to do if you can get the part in there. It's the space being so small and closed that makes it tricky. Also, that doesn't seem to want to go together. For whatever reason. That's gonna be good enough. Because it's probably going to be completely invisible. It's funny, it's just a model, but saying it's a group build gives it a different energy. I suppose that's true. It gives you, like, a goal, I guess. Don't think I need to video putting the other one on. I will trim the ends down in advance, though. Watch this one just plop right into place. Maybe not plop right into place, but near enough. Have to go do some things, which includes going outside. Ugh. Outside is where all the weather is. Gross. I hope you have a good time though, Trek, and thank you for dropping by. That fit remarkably good. Better than the other side did. Now, oh yeah, there's still two more little tiny ones. Itty bitty babbies. These are going to be real easy to drop into all of that doodadery. Been doing that for a while. What's your opinion on it? This model? I think it's pretty good. There's a lot of really fiddly bits in it, but as I said before, and I probably shouldn't be saying it because I'll jinx myself, they're not super annoying fiddly bits. They go together pretty easily, and it looks good. It looks interesting. And I think it's going to be nice once it's all together and painted. A lot of the parts are going to be invisible, but, you know, could be worse. If I wasn't enjoying it, I would be trying to find more bits to leave out. Now the hard bit is going to be rotating that around. Get it in the hole. Should have tried that the first time. Damn it. I don't want to apply pressure to that part because it will either break or fly away. Neither of which are good. Got it. And the glue god will make sure it never leaves that position again. Thank you, glue god, for all you do for us. I forgot to video it. Good thing there's two of them. And watch this one be significantly more difficult. Because I got the camera going. You're such a pessimist, Herbert. I'm a pessimist. You think a model with highly detailed interiors would benefit from clear panel option? Yeah, you could, like, cut a hole in it, I guess. My version is just, I'm gonna put clear rods maybe in each corner and stick the whole top on that so that it's lifted up. I don't know how hard that's going to be. That's what I plan on trying to do. Because I was initially just going to build it and try to make it so that you can just take the top off. But I think that's going to be a lot trickier than it seems. Because it'll either have gaps where the upper and lower hull parts join, or I'd have to do some sort of magnetization or something. That was very easy. Now what? Now what? Well, we've got this sub-assembly for the little thingy at the rear that probably better off not even bothering putting together before painting it. You'd spray over them if you wanted a normal model. I don't really want a normal model though. I'd have finished this if I wanted it to be a normal model, I think. Okay. There is a, if I find the sprue, there's a couple of internal bracing looking bits that I want to put on. Q2. I'll find it eventually. It's probably in the box. Or no. Nope, that's H3. Hey, silly, how you doing? Yeah. Well, there's also some bracket-looking things that are sub-assemblies. Won't do those just yet. Slightly mad. We're all slightly mad round here. Get rid of these nubbins. Straight to nubbin hell. The good thing about not gluing the whole top to the bottom is that I don't have to worry too much about having a proper fit for the bits that will contact the whole top. As long as the nubbins are gone, good enough. Okay. Goes around this way and goes just forward of the batteries. And if I've got this thing in the correct place, it shouldn't interfere with it. and seems like it should actually be a part of it. Is my hole too narrow for this? I don't have a lot of interest in applying huge amounts of pressure to this. I don't really have a lot of interest in filing parts down either. Fucking dog. Looking forward to seeing the results. I'm sure it will be done before Christmas. Which Christmas? That's another matter. Christmas 2048? Yeah, that's a safe bet. Thank you for dropping by, Richard Tomlin. I hope you have a good day. Beverage is empty. This displeases me. I think that's almost worked. All it took was a little bit of dangerous bending of the part. No big deal. I should have been videoing that. I'm not pulling it out to put it back in again. I forgot to video this bit. It'll help make the video slightly shorter, which is probably a good thing. It's not completely flat there. Is that a good thing? Or is that a bad thing? I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be straight enough to have a good fit with the upper hole part, so it's doubly good that I'm not connecting the two. There's no drive sprocket under there. That will stay there eventually. Probably. I think maybe it's getting late, so maybe that's enough for me. The next step that I that I haven't skipped over yet, there's lots of engine stuff left to put in, is some brackets for in here somewhere, and then the radiator section, and I might do some tracks off stream just to see how well that goes. That's looking pretty decent. You can't tell that it's a Bergepanther, really, but it's a panther of some kind, probably. Alright, today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is D-Day. It's not appropriate to say Happy D-Day, but I hope people have a good day anyway. I'm disappointed that my commemorative N-scale wagons have not and cannot arrive in time for D-Day. It's a bit annoying. I don't think I'll do a raid. I'm just gonna go away, get myself a 11 PM snack and go to bed. I'll probably be around in the morning for a video game of some sort. Possibly, most likely Farm Sim. So, come hang out for that in like 9 or 10 hours. Thank you for watching, take care of yourselves, I'll see you next time. Toodaloo!